Look at this. I told you guys that this was going to be one of my lowest. The number counter was going to show. That's not the real number counter. That's a simulated number counter. That's not real. There's actually over 1 million people that watch this video. But I told you Rockstar was the feds. I told you they were going to be stifling the views. I told you they were going to be hiding these videos. Rockstar is paying mega bucks to hide, and regress the truth. They're hiding and they're regressing and they're disguising the truth. They put a lot of money into this. Cooper Quick, what's going on? Look at this. But I got this warning: do not buy GTA 6. This is a clip from this video, and this video got more views than this one. 200. That's ridiculous, bro. ODOT. I told you in the last video they were stifling my views. Rockstar is putting mega bucks into this goddamn series. Yes. Check it out. I warned you. I told you. But look at this. I was the first. I was the first and only and the last person. Now everybody is coming out. Now that the remake series is over, now everybody wants to say that it sucks. But I'm trying to tell you, I was years in advance. Why am I getting some random Popeyes commercial? What the hell? I haven't eaten Popeyes in over 20 years. Whoa, 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 whoa. What can I say except you're welcome? I saw this video and I said, you know what? I got to talk about this. Look at this little cute little guy. Look at this. Look at this cute little TV looking guy. Why is his eye wrapped up?
Remakes. This user captioning the tweet of the clip as Max is spitting 100% complete facts. It's always just been a vocal minority that chooses to be toxic. And I'll never be gaslit into believing it's this massive 50-50.
100% complete facts.
Try to paint it out.
The AI is moderating you, Zilby, with ads. Yeah.
I mean, I get it if games like have people that are disappointed with it, but the reality of the situation is that this is the best reviewing JRPG. This is the best reviewing Square Enix game. It's the only ones that have ever been nominated for Game of the Year in the past 20 plus years. Like, people are allowed to not like it, you know, but to make it seem like they're the majority, like, at all.
Let's run that back. This guy's a complete jackass.
People that are disappointed with it, but the reality of the situation is that this is the best reviewing JRPG. This is the best reviewing Square Enix game. It's the only ones that have ever been nominated for Game of the Year in the past 20 plus years. Like, people are allowed to not like it, you know. But to make it seem like they're the majority, you're not, like, at all. People like are really into this shit.
I gotta say, citing Game of the Year as evidence of your argument really is not a great approach. I mean, who cares?
What a complete jackass. This guy came out of here and said that it got the highest reviewed. It was nominated for Game of the Year. The reviews, Game of the Year, Jeff Keighley. That was his point of proving that the Final Fantasy Remake series is a complete success. A bunch of liberal weirdos that don't even play video games, that are probably best friends with Sweet Baby Inc., that worked on the Final Fantasy Remake series. No, he didn't bring up the sales that Square Enix admitted was a complete disaster. That's the number one denominator of this whole situation. Sales have dropped 90% from Final Fantasy Remake to Rebirth, and they're about to drop another 90% when Revelations or Reincarnation or whatever the next game comes out. This guy is a disaster. Yeah. I remember the backlash you got for Final Fantasy Remake, laughing out loud. Garbage game, just like Resident Evil 4 Remake. If you're not going to remake the game to a better game, don't remake the game. That's the new rule. I told you guys years ago, years before the game came out, and I saw what the blueprint for the game was going to be. It's going to be an action-based game. I said, oh, hell no. It was going to be a 3-part series, like a Telltale game. I said, oh, what is going on? And you Kingdom Hearts weirdos. These are probably the only people, there is a small minority of Kingdom Hearts losers that are well within their mid to late 30s that really wanted this game to be successful, and it didn't. You guys ruined Final Fantasy, ruined it because it didn't play like your precious Kingdom Hearts. You wanted the games to play more like Kingdom Hearts, and look what happened. You people are the scum to gaming. You are. You guys are scumbags. You completely destroyed and ruined Square Enix. And I can't even blame the fans because Square Enix is hard-headed. They're coming out with reports and saying that they can't make action-based, they can't make turn-based games because of the supposed realistic graphics. It's not going to work. And then an indie game, Expedition 33, that I never played. I hear it's amazing. I never will play it. Is that game coming to the Switch too? Not that I would buy it, but I'm just curious. Rebirth is better than the remake, in my opinion. You're a liar. You're a liar. And saying poop tastes better than pee doesn't mean anything. I don't want neither of them. I don't want neither of them. Now watch this. I didn't know this. Check this out, guys.
Really, who cares about that? Now, that tweet did get 10,000 likes, but there was still a lot of duality, such as top quotes that read, Max really hates different opinions to stuff he really enjoys and or gets paid for, lol. Another one saying, gee, I wonder why the content creator who's given special treatment by Capcom and Square Enix
I didn't know this.
Towards Capcom and Square Enix products.
I didn't know this.
It must be because they're just that good, huh?
I didn't know
the
this.
First screenshot.
Whoa! I did not know this. This goes back to my Grand Theft Auto video that only got 100 views. It's the hottest topic right now on the internet, Grand Theft Auto. Only got 100 views. I got 0 likes. It's the hottest topic on the internet. I am a paid partner with YouTube, and they're not promoting my video. They're not paying. I'm a paid partner with YouTube. They're not promoting my video. This goes back to the people, the social media influencers that jumped out. We didn't even see gameplay for Grand Theft Auto yet, and people are screaming, cursing, using the N-word, calling people the N-word. I told you guys, these are paid influencers that are trying to manipulate you guys into believing what you're doing is the right thing. I didn't know he sat side by side, arm in arm. I didn't know. They look like 2 kittens in a cotton right now. They look like 2 kittens in a cabin right now. This is adorable. I didn't know that's the reason. Look at this.
Between the Final Fantasy VII Remake's director Hamaguchi and the second screenshot, we can see that for Dragon's Dogma 2,
Whoa,
Max is
whoa,
also
whoa,
stated to an
whoa.
official.
He's in the Dragon's Dogma game? You can play as Maximilian dude in the new Dragon's Dogma game? And these are the people that we should be trusting? I didn't know this. This is in Square Enix and Capcom. There was a report the other day where I think Atlas is full of crap. Atlas said that now I think they're full of crap because they said that who the heck is that female? Who's the cartoon character? Who the hell is that? Snuffy? Who's the balding spike at the top? Who is these people, man? Anyway, Atlas came out and the Persona creators came out and said that they are targeting their games for the Japanese. We're not looking to target our games towards the West. I think I think they're full of crap because I just saw the Persona 3 Reloaded and I saw Persona 4 Reloaded, and you took that goddamn camera, you took it from outside of the artistic director's perspective, and you took it and you peeled it to the back of the goddamn character's head when you're walking through towns. Just like every other Western game. Some things that might seem small to others, but to me it's a big deal. Because in my opinion, I'm all about the atmosphere when it comes to the Japanese games. The Japanese games have a great way of capturing the atmospheric vibe. And you take that away when you peel that camera to the back of that character's head, and I'm looking at the goddamn character's neck the whole goddamn game. Listen, what's going on? These are the bots. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I was just saying that the other day. Oh, isn't that cute? But it's wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it's cute, but it's wrong. But listen, but I think Atlas is responding, or excuse me, Shin Megami Tensei Persona. I think they're responding with that comment with the towards the just so happens to be Caucasian, just so happens to be homosexuals, and they just so happen to be liberals. You know, on social media, those three demographics are going through Shin Megami Tensei games, Persona games, specifically pulling out clips that they don't agree with and demanding the removal of these scenes so that they can feel more safe while playing a video game. The our video game community, our hobby has not only been invaded by the evil corporations, they have been invaded by feminists, they have been invaded by the LGBT community, and they have been invaded by the Western liberals. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. And look who our gaming leaders are. Look who our gaming leaders are. These are our leaders. These are our voices when it comes to the gaming. The bots are controlled by Jeff Keighley and Sony. I understand the idea of wanting to play turn-based RPGs like Final Fantasy is, and nowadays you're only going to find few games, because series is one of them. I believe that 13, 15, 16, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be better games. They will be better loved by the community if you simply just gave it the Final Fantasy X combat system. I think people, including me, will be able to look past the flaws when what's going on in the stories and whatever like that, if you just gave them a good combat system. Giving us the Final Fantasy 15 combat system, 16 combat system, the rebirth system. You go into that experience, you're tapping the square button. You have no choice but to see all of its flaws. God dang it. You have no choice. God dang. I hate when that happens, man. What? I miss the CRT, man. Well, since when did a TV have a sleep mode? This is crazy. Oh, now I got to sit through 12 ads. Dang. What's this? Your first experience was Final Fantasy VIII? Yes, a lot of people, a lot of the hype of Final Fantasy VII, the real Final Fantasy VII, got people to get interested within the Final Fantasy series, and a lot of people jumped on board with Final Fantasy VIII. I think that was a better selling game at the time than Final Fantasy VII. I didn't know Final Fantasy X was the best selling Final Fantasy game. uh, but for some reason, Square Enix saw that success of Final Fantasy X and said, you know what, let's not do this anymore. But it's the Kingdom Hearts. It was Kingdom Hearts. It was Kingdom Hearts. It was Kingdom Hearts. And Kingdom Hearts wasn't even that really that successful. But the voice was so loud, and this is before the internet. And when the internet came, oh my God, the voice was. You know how many Kingdom Hearts fans I had to tell that they were wrong, they were wrong, they were wrong, they were wrong, for them to finally understand that I was right? When they said, "Well, if we can't get a good Kingdom Hearts game, then we'll just get it out of your series. We'll take it from you." Like, I didn't know he was disconnected with. Oh, anyway, my point before. I'm sorry. I liked what Atlas said, but I think they're full of crap. I think they're talking to the four horsemen of the apocalypse of gaming when it pertains to catering to their games to the Japanese. And when you look at this, and when you look at this, you know, it the thing that pisses me off the most about Square Enix and Capcom is that they are catering their games to the Western audience. I remember when I was coming up, there was nothing better than getting my greasy cum stained fingers on a Japanese game, because I knew the experience was going to be just completely mind blowing. Now, when I grab a Final Fantasy Rebirth or a remake or a Street Fighter 6 or a Resident Evil 4 remake, I'm just like, what? If I wanted to play this, I would have went and go played an Xbox exclusive. If I wanted to play this, I would have gone and I bought Uncharted or something like that. What happened? What? Why? Why? Why did they do that? Why are they catering their games to the West? Now, there was a time where the West was able to run the illusion of success. There was a time there. There was a time where the gaming media had influence and they were able to trick people into thinking that Sakaguchi's games like Blue Dragon and Last Story, or whatever that game is called, and a couple of other JRPGs and things of that such, they were calling them out for being trash. You know what I mean? and it had influence, and it really started the rise of the Western games. But it was only a matter of time before that was going to fall. And it's sad to see that Japan, especially my two favorite companies of when I was a kid, it's sad to see them following the failing blueprint. That was going to last for only so long. Grand Theft Auto is the last one to go. They're all out of here. Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, all that crap is out of here. Fortnite is out of here. It's gone. It's out of here. It's finito, finished. Grand Theft Auto is the last one to go. Once that's gone, it'll be nothing but Japanese games. Embrace it. And it's sad that Square Enix chose to sell out. They sold this out. Turned their backs on all of us for people like this.
The Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I didn't know he was sitting down, shoulder to shoulder.
We can see that for Dragon's Dogma 2, Maximilian was made into an official pawn in the game.
Shoulder to shoulder. Look.
I respect Maximilian, but these remakes are also the highest budgeted and most marketed JRPGs in history. And yet they have completely failed to expand the Final Fantasy fanbase, which is in fact shrinking, as the majority don't hate these. They simply don't care for them. And then
I hate them. It's the majority, sorry.
The initial tweet that we saw with the initial clip, and they would post, here, more spinning for you. Absolutely horrendous grammar, but we'll
look at this. Look at this. Look at Max.
If anything, a lot of this...
He's scratching that lice out of his head. You saw that?
And it's not even drama. It's like I actually go and I check. Like, it's the same thing with every single... mega criticism I see of
So your main problem is lack of turn-based JRPGs. Did I say that? Is Street Fighter 2 a turn-based JRPG? Is Power Stone a turn-based JRPG? Is the original Resident Evil games a turn-based JRPG? Did I say that? Or, why do these Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth weirdos always act like they're so confused? They're asking questions, you know what I mean? They're always asking these, so let me get this straight. It's like you can't hear what I'm saying? Is my finger covering the microphone? Why do these weirdos always act like they're so confused? So let me get this straight. What you're saying is, this whole time I said, I'm repeating what Atlas said. They're focusing on the Japanese audience. They're making their games focus for the Japanese audience. Yes, my previous thing, I said that the Final Fantasy games will be from 13 on up will be successful, 10 times more successful if they were turn-based. And we have the proof. With 33 Expedition, we have the proof with the Persona series. I'm going to show you in a second how the Persona series is kicking the ass of the Final Fantasy series. You see, hold on, let me get this straight. What do you say? What you're trying to say is, no, are you not listening, sir? Is my finger covering the mic, guys? See, what you're trying to say is, no, what I'm trying to say, sir. Listen to what I'm saying. They're catering their games to a Western audience, and it's failing. If they never did that, these games would be destroying the competition. But as you can see, I'm showing you the proof. Oh my God. These Kingdom Hearts fans are weird.
It's like a small group of people don't like something. It's like, yeah, okay. And then there's a massive congregation of people that are like realizing how much they love it. You know?
What?
And here's the second clip.
The highest reviewed Square Enix game that is like internal Final Fantasy since like the fucking PS2, since FF10. Yeah, literally FF10. But game sucks. Nobody likes it.
What?
Oh yeah. Game actually is terrible.
And the third clip.
Is this guy an idiot?
What the internet has proven to me is that you'll find something that is universally beloved.
By who?
Seemingly like everybody loves this shit. Right?
Who besides Jeff Keighley? Who?
A corner of the internet that is dedicated to how awful it is.
It's awful.
Even though like 90, 95, like very large percentage is there.
He's a liar.
They're trying to that percentage is trying to tell all the people that are around him actually it was bad. Shit. Damn. Wow. I guess Back to the Future does suck.
And these clips got responses like "quote unquote" weird Final Fantasy VII drama. There's no
Fantasian wasn't no goddamn flop. What are you talking about? Fantasian from Sakaguchi, a turn-based, and it flopped twice. It did not. According to Maximilian, the reviews is what matters. Go and look at the reviews of Fantasian. According to you guys and Maximilian, dude, the reviews is all that matters. Go look at the reviews for Fantasian. This guy has a Kingdom Hearts character design, so I know where he's coming from. Not only that, it didn't have the same amount of budget to be put in it. It was announced at a Nintendo Direct once. It didn't have all the promotion and the hype that the Final Fantasy remake games. It didn't have all the billions upon billions of dollars that went into to promoting that game, and it was a success. It got billions upon billions of dollars of marketing, and the game sales dropped off 90%. That's a flop. Not a game that was made out of toy figurines, toy models. You people are dumb.
This censored modern audience of the game.
You Kingdom Hearts fans need to seriously grow up. You're not 11 anymore. Trying to compare Fantasian to a $1 billion budget game.
That the game is 95% the same as the original. The 95% thing is referring to another clip, which we'll play in a moment. Let's take a look at some more responses to these first before we move on.
Max is a fool.
I wish people would have realized by now that content creators who are industry insiders don't have their own opinions. They have the opinions that the industry need them to have so they can keep the access.
This is the same with Grand Theft Auto, fellas. And Grand Theft Auto has a bigger budget.
He fails to realize that there's a large group of people that justify.
Those are not real fans.
The Final Fantasy VII remakes. Rebirth's sales reflect that. SC divided fans by turning what should have been a faithful remake into modern audience KH fanfiction milk BS. However,
the Persona series is destroying Final Fantasy Reincarnation or whatever this is called. I didn't even know they came out with a trailer for I didn't even know they came out with a trailer for the Final Fantasy. I didn't know they came out with a trailer for the Final Fantasy VII Revelations, which is sad. I didn't know. I knew that they came out with a Persona 6 trailer. I watched that. I did not watch the Persona 7, I mean, the Final Fantasy 7 Revelations trailer. I didn't even know. And if I did know, I wouldn't watch it. I don't care. Everything in this image just looks like Kingdom Hearts. And did you guys see what they did to Red 13's voice? This image looks like Kingdom Hearts, doesn't it? You can literally replace Cloud and put what's his name? What's his name, guys? What a horrible series. I don't even know. You can replace Cloud with Sora. I think his name is Sora. And you could put Donald Duck there. You could put Mickey Mouse right here. You could put Goofy right there, and you can see it, right? You can literally replace this, and you can see the Kingdom Hearts all over this. This is who this game is catered for. Grown losers that never liked Final Fantasy VII. But check this out. I didn't know there was a trailer. Not gonna watch the trailer. Don't give a damn about what's gonna happen. I already know what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure they're gonna change it up, make it more stupid and more fillery, but
Ladies and gentlemen, it's all over Twitter, but not necessarily for all the right reasons.
look,
Let's just get down to it. I noticed something. It's not actually as buzzing as people think it is.
look.
And I just basically made this tweet. The Persona 6 teaser shows literally nothing, pulls double the views.
Wow.
FF7 Revelation.
Wow.
1 point.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Look at the views. So let me get this straight. What you're saying is all games need to be turn-based? At the time of editing, Persona 6 has 1.5 million views, and Final Fantasy 7 Revelations is at 852. People have completely clocked out of the Final Fantasy remake series. They're done. Final Fantasy remake was a complete failure. Failed. This is completely unacceptable. This is the ending to the Final Fantasy trilogy. This is the completion of the Final Fantasy VII trilogy. The Final Fantasy VII remake trilogy. This is the end. And nobody cares. They're more interested in green and black and nothing. People are more interested in this than they are to the completion of the trilogy remake series. Always stick to the original games. Yeah. If you're not going to make the game better, do not remake it. And this goes for Persona as well. When they remade Persona 3 and Persona 4, they made it better. Persona 4 Gold Ring and Persona 4 ES, Persona 3 FES are better games. Persona 5 Royale, I didn't play that, but it's a better game. And when you look at the newest remakes, they didn't change anything. All they did was just turn the camera around, get rid of the artistic atmosphere, the artistic direction. Look at this. Look at this. I told you guys years ago this was going to flop. And I'm talking about my closest of buddies thought I was insane. I did a podcast with Dante, Neo GameSpark, and some other weirdo, some Kingdom Hearts fan. And this is before the game, years before the game came out, but they wanted me on the podcast to talk about the Final Fantasy VII Remake um, because of how upset I was about this. And the whole time it was an attack session on me on how wrong I was. And there was a guy in there who was extremely excited for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then after the podcast ended, we had talked about the materia system. And oh my God, the options of the materia system. How are they going to do the materia system? The materia system, the materia, bullshit. Oh my God, I can't wait to see what the materia system is going to look like. And then the guy who was on the podcast while we were talking about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, he said, "Hey, what's the materia system, guys?" And I said, "Oh my God." Oh my God. They broke down the materia system in the original, the real Final Fantasy VII. They broke that down within the first 10 minutes of the game. Did you guys just bring on a Kingdom Hearts fan to debate me? Look at those views. God dang it. I wish they would make CRT televisions. These 4K televisions are terrible. Why? This
1.4 million.
Yeah.
That's 750,000. And these are screen cap yesterday. It's probably a bit different now.
Oh, wait. I didn't even notice that. Look at the days. This came out days before this game. I didn't even.
Hey guys, now as you can imagine, the usual suspects are making all the excuses in the world for the.
Look at this. Look at it. There's a couple of y'all in this comment says, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever saw in my entire life." He's not going to bring it up, but I peeped this. But this is how dumb the Kingdom Hearts fans are. People don't want to spoil themselves on the third game in a tightly woven series, whereas the Persona's games are a disconnected and they, like you said, doesn't show anything other than a motive. I ain't even watched the trailer because I'm going to get the game regardless. I'm going on without seeing any of the shows in any trailer. Did y'all peep with did y'all peep this? People don't want to spoil themselves. Did y'all peep that? People don't want them spoiled. Did y'all see that? You probably saw that and you probably agreed. You probably were like, yeah, they don't want to watch the trailer because how many, a show of hands, how many saw people don't want to spoil themselves? They don't want to see any spoilers. Basically, that's what he's trying to say. Did anybody see that and automatically go into, oh, he's right. They don't want to get the game spoiled for them. You know what I mean? Come on, we don't want to watch the last final trailer because I'm not watching it because I don't want to see any spoilers. I want to come in fresh and new, right? Right? How many of you guys read that and agreed with him? Show of hands. Come on, keep it honest. Be honest. You saw that and you said, you know, he's right. He's 1000% correct. That's why you need to watch. Yeah, who wants to see spoilers? You guys do know Final Fantasy VII is over 20 years old, right? Who are these people kidding, man?
But you can't change these facts. In fact, I could show how bad it is with another one as well. 418,000 views. A 2D mobile game that has been repackaged into a single player game should not be pulling half the views of FF7 Revelations trailer. If they remade Final
Wait.
Fantasy
Oh
7,
my God. And that trailer came out. That trailer came out
full game that has been
the same day as the Persona trailer. The Final Fantasy Resonance trailer came out days after the Final Fantasy, whatever this trailer right here for the 2D break system, 2D HD Octopath Traveler's Final Fantasy is accumulating more views than a AAA $1 billion invested franchise. This game is made out of cell phone sprites. I'm sensing a strange presence, strange key. Yeah, look at this.
Packaged into a single player game should not be pulling half the views of FF7 Revelations trailer. If they remade Final Fantasy VII properly, this should be one of the biggest things in
Yeah,
gaming.
yes.
Period. This should be exploding out into the mainstream. This should be talked about by
Yeah.
all the big boys. No one's talking about this.
There should be discussion videos. There should be breakdown. Nothing.
FF7 remake bubble. And that's really sad. It's just sad, man. All they had to do was remake it properly. And I also don't think I don't think the cover art's that good, to be perfectly honest. But you already know.
It was like Kingdom Hearts.
My opinion on that. And now let's have a look over here. We got another thing in the news right now, which is this: the Go Nintendo tweet. FF7 Remake Trilogy director says streamers are causing a bit of a crisis. The RPG genre. And
It's our fault.
if you click this tweet, it goes on to say they're worried that, if you watch the story, then you might not want to buy the game for yourself. I decided to share my own thoughts on that, which is this is not an issue if the game is truly fun to play.
Yes.
From big games like Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, Devil May Cry, to small games like Mega Bonk, Dave the Diver, Risk of Rain 2. I mean, how many of you guys watched Elden Ring or Baldur's Gate 3 and was like, I've seen enough, not buying this one? So many people like, oh my god, this looks really fun.
I want to play this.
In fact, I almost don't want to spoil myself anymore by watching this stream. I just want to get it myself. When you finally wrap your head around, say, the gameplay of Baldur's Gate 3,
we worked hard, raising kids, paying our bills.
That's incredible. That's incredible. There was another one where they were showing the crowd reaction. They were showing the crowd reaction. Is this it? They were showing the crowd reaction to to when this game got announced, and how everybody was. It was just it was just a boring crowd. They just didn't care. Did y'all see that? Like the crowd just did not care about the announcement of Final Fantasy VII, the ending of the trilogy. This is the ending right here. Wow. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Is that a talking horse? Yeah, this is it. Is that it? I don't think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, look, check this out. This is the reaction. Hold on. He's going to show the reaction. Yeah, I really, the artistic direction is so much better
That kind of tells me what
in the
you're
old
doing,
game.
to be perfectly honest.
It's better graphically because of the
I
technology.
basically made it with modern graphics. I don't think it needed to radically change as much.
And now the new graphics is just so
I'm
ugly.
probably just nitpicking. This isn't like a deal breaker.
It's
It's not the
ugly.
end of the world.
It's
But
ugly.
I'm
Look
also
at that.
saying that's what I think.
Look at this. This is ugly. Who does that appeal to? Whose eyes does that appeal to? This is garbage. Look at the reaction of the crowd. The crowd is so quiet. You can hear me. You can hear me if I was in the audience booing.
I won't let you down. I promise.
That's a spoiler. Oh God.
It's not really the biggest crowd pop, is it?
No.
I don't know. Like, doesn't sound like they hate it, but it also sounds a little bit lukewarm. Let me put it this way. Here's what a real crowd reaction sounds like.
Check this out.
A DLC character for Tekken 8 got a bigger crowd pop than FF7 Remake Part 3's reveal. Like, that kind of tells you something.
There you have it. And no, he's not done yet. Please join me in welcoming back to Summer Game Fest the director of Final Fantasy VII Revelation, Naoki Hamaguchi-san.
I'm back. Who are you? Oh my God. Wow. I was right. I was right. Years of telling you guys that this was going to be trash. Show of hands. Who were the ones that said, I hope Zobi 7 is wrong. I pray that he's wrong. I wish ill upon him. You flagged my channel. You reported me. You snitched on me on YouTube. Keep it real. Show of hands. I kind of agree. The OG Final Fantasy fan, he was right. Where are you at E3 2015? I'm telling you, go back. You can just YouTube my name, Zobi70, Kingdom Hearts, or excuse me, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I did a bunch of videos saying how trash this was going to be. And it's worse than what I said it was going to be. Nobody cares. They have been completely turned off. You created a game where you wanted to appeal to the outside audience. You created a game that wasn't for the target audience. You took Final Fantasy VII and you created for somebody else, and you expected success. If I wasn't doing YouTube and I was just like, oh my God, they're remaking Final Fantasy VII. Oh my God, let me try this out. This is if I wasn't that's not true. But somebody who grew up in my generation was like, oh my God, they're remaking Final Fantasy. Wow, look at the graphics. You know what I mean? Oh my God, the graphics. It's so much different than what it was back in the day. Oh my god, I remember when I was a kid, I loved this game, man. Let me pick it up. They picked it up. This is the remake, and it was just like, this is what you do when you're playing the game, right? And then that was it. They never came back. They never came back. This is only catering to a very small Reddit audience. It's like a Tumblr audience of people. That's it. It's people that sit up on Reddit and Tumblr and they share fan fiction and drawings and of the series, and they got Sora and Mickey in the background with these Final Fantasy VII characters. And it's just for them. This is what this game is targeted for. A very small target audience. You try to target a bigger audience, but you really attracted a small audience of some of the biggest weirdos known to man. If you're going to give us a remake, but make it better than the original. If you're going to remake a game, but you didn't make it better, you made it for somebody else. They had the perfect opportunity to make a great remake, and they dropped the ball. Hey, Final Fantasy, Square Enix, you remake it again. Remake it again, but make it in the way that the fans want the game. The real fans want the game. Could you imagine if we had the graphics are garbage. I don't want those graphics. I want an upgrade to Sagaguchi's vision or direction when it comes to the visual environments. Let's see if I can find something here.
Liberty Mutual.
What was a good? There was a couple of scenes within Final Fantasy VII, directional scenes that were beautiful. Sakaguchi likes to use the diaphragm of of real life images and figurines and stuff like that. That what did they call that? Pre-rendered backgrounds. Give us like some type of upgrade to that. Still giving us that artistic vision and direction. Make us get real giggly and googly inside. Don't just give us Cloud and Yuffie and have Yuffie being extra anime girl and Tifa being this, focusing strictly on those models. Give us the whole kit and caboodle and upgrading from that. You turn the map into a Grand Theft Auto map. You turn the artistic vision into a Grand Theft Auto map. Sakaguchi was not even with the Final Fantasy 17. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was the director. The thing is with Japanese creators, and the reason they were extremely frustrated with Sakaguchi over at Square Enix is because Sakaguchi was the director to look over all of the projects, and there was inner turmoil, inter combat between Sakaguchi and the current president over there at Square Enix right now. That's the reason why you see Final Fantasy VII have two different art styles. There was the Sakaguchi style, and then when you go into combat, it was the 3D taller models. The Sakaguchi had the little. He didn't necessarily want to go full on 3D, so they made somewhat of a 3D 2D compromise. So yes, the thing is, these guys are creating a Final Fantasy game, right? 16, and we are the ones that are giving them permission. I remember when 16 came out, the creator of the MMO, there was, I forgot, Yoshi P can do no wrong. Yoshi P can do no wrong. That was something that was trending on Twitter and X, YouTube. Yoshi, and then then the game was created and everybody went silent. You know what I mean? He did wrong. But Sakaguchi was the guy they would be creating, and he would come in after while the work is being done, and he would look over it and he would say, "Take that out, remove that, fix that. That's not cool." You know what I mean? It's like this. It's like it's a clip that I love so much, but uh, a lot of Western, just so happen to be Caucasian, just so happen to be homosexual. They, if you read the comment section, they had a problem with this. Um, but I understand everything he was saying. Go to the comment section. Damn. But I knew exactly what he was saying. But everybody was trying to call him outdated, old. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But check this out. This is what Sakaguchi would do.
The process of Moral the Caterpillar, one worker of Studio.
Hold on. This is what Sakaguchi would do.
Took 1 year and 3 months to animate. That's the magic of Studio Ghibli. But now, AI is trying to bottle that magic, and guess what? Miyazaki is not having it. We're talking about the recent AI. I just want the video. Floating around from X to Reddit. Back in 2016.
Okay, this isn't what I thought. But look at this. This is what they would do. They would come and they would show Sakaguchi the work, right? And then they were like, "Oh my God, look at this!" You know, Japanese directors or creators, they have big ideas, but they have to be reined in. The guy at Metal Gear, he had a team of people that would rein him in, and he had all these great ideas. But when you don't rein him in, he'll create a horrible game. Look, they just created some weird characters sliding and gliding across the floor. And this is what Sakaguchi would do. Look. Now, people who aren't successful at all, who have never created anything successful in their entire life, their only success is being evil. They attacked him because he didn't accept AI. Could have been bots. It could have been the West and bots and paid influence in that comment section. But go and read the comment section. He tore them a new ass. And look at him. Look. This is just our experiment. Yeah, he gets it, but so what's the goal? You know what I mean? And here goes his boy. His boy come and go, so what's your goal with this? The goal is to draw pictures and do stuff like humans. Yeah, these people. Salute, 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 salute. Love those guys. I love those guys. That's what Sakaguchi would come in. He would come in and he would see what they were doing with the Final Fantasy VII, and he would go, take that out. It's not going to work. That's not going to work. Put this in. So for people lying and saying that you got your clips from you got your talking points from a Reddit post saying that Sakaguchi had nothing to do with Final Fantasy VII, you're wrong. That's cute, but it's wrong. Sakaguchi lost his grip on being a director overlord, overseer, because the people who are currently at Square Enix right now were getting frustrated with him. And not only that, they gave them the ability to create a movie. And after that movie, he lost his position at being the overseer over there at Final Fantasy and a lot of other Square Enix games. And once he's noticed that his position wasn't the same, that's when he left, took majority of the talent from Square Enix and started his own company. And in my opinion, created the real Final Fantasy 13 with Lost Odyssey, created a phenomenal game with Blue Dragon that was hated by the Western audience, Fantasia that is a success. According to you guys, positive reviews is a success. According to your talking points that you got from Maximilian Dude, who's look two peas in a pod with the creator of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, excuse me. No, but he said that thing is garbage to their face. Yeah, go to the comment section of that video, Miyazaki on AI, and look at the people hate, make just like you know what I mean. This is before AI, what we know it is today. You know what I mean? Miyazaki was just like, and I'm sorry, it might be old, it might be outdated to be drawing with your own hand and using your own mind and using your imagination, but that stuff works. It works. It works. There is no proven of AI working. It's just the idea of it working. There's no proof of success of AI. That's a second tangent of a second thing. We're talking about Final Fantasy because some people are getting their Reddit talking points and they're coming here and saying that Sakaguchi had nothing to do with Final Fantasy VII. You're a liar. Crisis Core was great. I did not like Crisis Core at all. I was super excited for that game. Final Fantasy VII was coming to the PSP, and the Final Fantasy VII remakes are basically a sequel to the Crisis Core games. Technically, it's a sequel to those games more than is a sequel to the real Final Fantasy VII. Crisis Core is the appeal of Crisis Core um, is the same appeal for the very small, minute community of Final Fantasy remake fans. The appeal is in that comment, what I showed you, and then that is the spoilers. Crisis Core, you wanted to see what was going to happen to Zack. You know, the appeal was the build up to his death. We didn't get in the original game, we didn't get a breakdown of how Zack went out. Neither did we need that. But the appeal was the story to get there to see his demise. And with this remake game, we're seeing his rebirth, his reincarnation. That's the appeal for this very small, minute community. But everything about the Crisis Core game is a complete disaster. The combat was horrible. I did not like the RNG to use my summons. I didn't like the slot system. I thought it was dumb. I didn't like that there was no party. Same thing with Final Fantasy VII Remake. There's no party. It's just a bunch of switching between the switch. You know, it's stupid. So the people that say they love Crisis Core, they love the remakes. They love it's a continuation of the Crisis Core. It's a continuation to Crisis Core. We saw his death and demise. Now we're about to see his rise and rebirth in this series. And we're just using the Final Fantasy VII template to get us there. And I don't want to see the spoilers on how Zack comes back. You see what I'm saying? I did not like Crisis Core in the slightest. I was so mad when I was playing this game. At first, I was open. I was open to the idea because I was just like, oh my god, Final Fantasy VII on the PSP. It's yay, And then I started playing the game. I'm a gameplay guy. You guys are story driven. It's okay. It's not okay for me because you're ruining my games. But it's okay if you're story driven. You guys want to see the continuation of Zack, you know? I don't. I want a Final Fantasy VII remake done the right way. But how would I do it if I was Sakaguchi? Like I said, I would go back to the original format. If you want to see nostalgia bait, if you want to see a remake, we're gonna give you a remake. We're going to give you an enhanced, pre-rendered backgrounds. We're gonna give them a. Did you guys see the storytelling within these Final Fantasy There was a scene where there was a bunch of bald losers in a bar rubbing their head. I was like, what in the freak? There was a scene where Red 13 was talking like Red 13, and all of a sudden he started talking like Mickey Mouse. This is my real voice. I was disguising my voice so I could be taken seriously. There was a scene where Red 13 was doing the moonwalk. They making turn-based RPGs more casual as well. Atlas is planning on doing it. Yeah, I said that MDZ. MDZ. I was saying how Atlas was lying and saying that they were making their games catered to the Japanese. I don't know what Persona 6 is going to be like, but I said you're lying because I just saw the Persona 3 and 4 remakes, or the next remake, or Reloaded and Rebirth, or whatever. Um, I just saw that, and I saw how you turned it into making it more catered for the West. They added that parrying system that you saw in Expedition 33, that the monsters are coming at you and you can parry them off you and stuff like that. And it's like you're trying to cater to the West. You take the camera and you peel it into that third person view that you see in God of War, that you see in Uncharted. Now, when you're running to the castles and the dungeons and things of that such, yes, the camera has been behind you. But I'm talking about when you are out in the real world. You know what I mean? That's the real world. That's the real world to me. I was literally living in the Persona world. I was. That was real. I would literally just turn the game on and just kind of hang around, just start just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm here. I'm chilling in Japan. You know what I mean? And I really was able to see the artistic vision. Did this before, but we'll do it again. Only thing is, I'm so slow with this. I need the other controller because it's faster. But I always lose that controller. And you take the camera and you peel it to the back of the head, and I really enjoyed the artistic vision of the way that they did it with Persona uh, Golden and things of that such, where it was when you're running the side, you know what I mean? And as you're running, you're getting a full scope of the landscape, you know what I mean? Compared to putting in the third person view and you're just running straight, and I don't like it. That when I see those things, it triggers me. It's not a big deal to the average everyday uh Kingdom Hearts weirdo. You know what I mean? But to me, it triggers me because I'm seeing the Western fix. I'm seeing it. I'm you know what I mean? As an artist myself, you know what I mean? I'm a huge artist. I love the artistry. I love when the director is showing me the art. It's hard. It's hard for you guys to understand what I'm saying, but you'll get it when Persona 4 Reloaded comes out. Just like when Persona 3 Reloaded came out, and that was a hunk of trash. Red 13 walking like this in OG2. Who the hell said anything about? I said moonwalking. He didn't do the moonwalk in the OG. What are you talking about? You know, this is the thing about these Kingdom Hearts guys. They hear only what they want to hear. He just heard walking and then automatically said the OG had walking. Moonwalking. Moonwalking was a dance move that was made popular by Michael Jackson. It wasn't a top debut. It was on. Oh, you're talking about that? Is that what that view is called? That third person view? I hate it. I hate it when I see it. I get so angry. And I know it appeals to the third. It appeals to the Western eye. For you guys, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. But to me, it triggers me. It bothers me. You know what I mean? It really does. It lets me know that this game is going to be a disaster. I need my other controller. I'm so slow. So what are you trying to say? What do you mean? What am I trying to say? That there wasn't walking in the OG? No, I didn't say that. Hold on, let me look at Revival first. This thing is so slow. I don't know why I always lose the controller. Oh, Sega. No, yeah, I know Red 13 didn't do the moonwalk, you know? Now, yes, when you're running through the dungeons, and hey, Sensei, oh, boom, boom, oh, oh, whoa, whoa, yo, whoa, I just saw something. Ding, ding, this is a cool trailer because I love this song. Ding, 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 hey, sing, oh no, did y'all see that? Hey, ding, ding, hey, ding. Yo, did y'all see that? And then you see the Xbox symbol, so you know it's catered for the West. Oh my God! Hold on. Let's pause it. Did y'all see that? Oh, whoa! Whoa! Did y'all see that? What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? What's going on? Do y'all see it? I got no username. What's up, brother? It's my guy, man. Subscribe to him, guys, please. We need to be in his chat turning up. You see it, right? What is this? Why is there some like a little meter telling me where to go? Why is there a little piss meter telling me where to go? What is going on? This is catered for the Western audience. They need stuff like this to know how to play a goddamn video game. The idea of getting lost pisses off the modern day Western gamer. Yo, you know what they did in the Final Fantasy VII Remake? Look at this. I can't stand this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the Final Fantasy. Look at what they did, bro. Look at this. You're probably thinking I'm out of my mind, but I'm trying to tell you, when I see these things, they're lying to me by saying that they're not trying to cater to the Western audience. Look. but they're lying. Look, just little things like this is no big deal to you guys. But when I see these things, I already know it's going to be a disaster. Wait a minute. It still didn't reach 1 million views? It still didn't reach 1 million views? This has been out for a month? Look at this.
Long ago,
Look.
a shadow fell.
Look at this.
On our planet.
Look at this.
Guided by calamity.
This is the completion to the trilogy series. And nobody is watching this trailer. I don't want to be spoiled because the game is 20 years old and I don't want to be spoiled. This game could have been so much better. This game could have been the game of the millennium. Did you look? Y'all see it? Look, 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 look. Y'all don't see it? Y'all don't see it? Look, look. Y'all don't see it? I'm so mad that y'all don't look, 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 look. Look, y'all don't see it? Y'all don't see it? Don't worry, they are lying. We all know it. They just expect us to pretend like they aren't lying. Yeah. You saw, yeah, Yuffie. Yuffie is my favorite character. I love Yuffie, but they turned her into an anime character. The Yuffie that I knew didn't give a damn about the final. Well, Yuffie put on the perception that she didn't give a damn about these people. She was just focusing on collecting materia. You know what I mean? Because she wanted to take the materia and she wanted to help her village fight off Shinra. She, in her mind, because she's a young girl, she thinks if I get all the materia, we can go back. Like, you know, she's somewhat bad, but she's good. You know what I mean? I'm going to spoil a 30-year game. There's going to be a point where Yuppie turns on the crew, takes all the materia, and then you got to go and get it back. You know what I mean? But in this game, she's carrying a Barrett. She carries a but she, you know, what made the original cool was that the perception that she seemed like she didn't care about them, but when Ariev died, who was the most emotional? Everybody else is just kind of like, yeah, you know, she's dead. You know, even Cloud was like, all right, you know, she's dead. But who was the one that was just bawling in tears to let you know that she's putting on an act? In this game, they're not showing you that. They're automatically letting you know that she's the heart and soul, and she is the heart and soul of the group. She is. Because she's the only one that actually genuinely cares. And that area of depth scene when you have her in a party, you know that. My favorite character of my favorite two favorite characters, my three favorite characters, Cloud Strife, Yuffie, and Tifa. Look at this. Look, 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 look. Look. Now you see it. Now you know what I'm talking about. Now you see where they're catering to a Western audience. When you're driving, when you're flying around the high wind, this is what you're going to be able to do. They didn't show Cloudberry's areas. I didn't play the game. Y'all see it or no? Does anybody see what I see? Ah, there he is. There we go. Just little things like this trigger me, you know? Lets me know it's going to be a bad game. What the hell? What's up with Cloud's placement of the sword? They didn't want to not show. They didn't want to cover the backpack with the what? How is Cloud jumping out? At least hold the blade. I don't know. That just looks weird to me. What a disaster this game is. Even if it's bad, you're going to play the game. I did not. I played 5 minutes of the remake on YouTube with the demo. I did not play Rebirth. I did not play the Yuffie DLC. And I will not play this. I'm sorry, I don't know who you thought you streamed. You got another one up, but you Kingdom Hearts fans. So what you're telling me is, even though you're hating on the game, you're still gonna play it. I'm sorry, you have entered the wrong stream. There are absolutely no gotchas. You can't get me on this. I played the demo and I said, this is enough. YouTube Zobi 70, that is my last highest viewed video until I got flag bombed. Sweet Baby Inc. and Square Enix and Microsoft came after my channel. You got the wrong weirdo. When I say something is trash and I'm not going to play it, I do not play it. I stand on my word. Never met anybody more realer than me. I did not buy the Nintendo Switch 2, and I love the Nintendo Switch. I didn't buy it because games are $80 and they're game key cards. I stand by what I say, sir. You got the wrong stream. I am not a Kingdom Hearts fan. Just saying things and just talking crazy. I play hours of the remake in denial about how bad it was. I know. It took me a good 10 hours before I called it. Makes me angry seeing what they did to my beloved. Yeah. Yeah, when you type in Zobi 70, my channel has been blocked. I am a paid partner with YouTube. And they're blocking me. I wonder why. Anyway, what are we talking about? Sing-tang, fun-fang, sing-tang, sha-dun-ha. There was a clip where they were showing they're running around in the village. Dang it, this sucks. This really sucks. I can't believe there's a little piss meter telling you where to go. I'm putting cases on all you. Yeah. I want to see the running. They were running around town. Now it's time to bring it around town. Pissed me off. I said, what's this God of War garbage? And I won't be buying this either because this will be a game key card. And
Persona?
It'll be on the Switch 2, exclusive to the Switch 2. If it comes to the Switch 1, that's a whole different story, but they're going to lock it behind the Switch 2.
So on this first one, I'll knock you off.
Sorry, guys. These ads are ridiculous.
Sounds like fun.
Bowser and Remake is a masterpiece. No, it's not. It's not even a completed game. You got to be, in order to be a masterpiece, you have to be a completion.
Unlimited home internet that keeps everyone connected. When the connection matters, it has to be AT&T.
The game takes place in the rural Japanese town of Inaba. The protagonist, a teenager who has just...
I would have totally gone for,
The game takes place in the rural Japanese town of Inaba.
like, hold on, boom. If the camera would stay like this and your protagonist just ran across this, I would have totally went for that. That's cool. You know what I mean? I'm able to see the artistic vision. You know what I mean? I'm able to see the artistic direction. Not to you guys, it's not a big deal. Who cares? To me, I think it would have been better if they had just left this here, and then your character starts off big and he gets smaller as it goes to the tip, to the point of the destination. Then I can see the town. I can see the vision. You know what I mean? That would have been cool. But no, they just kind of give you a glimpse of it.
Teenager who has just moved to this peaceful town.
Didn't show up here.
Here's rumors of the urban legend known as the Midnight.
You're able to give us updated graphics, but you're able to still keep it in the format of Persona 4.
They say that your soulmate will appear if you stare into the television set on rainy nights.
We did this already. Shinkan, Sundong, Sin Chie. Chie is my favorite. I love Chie. They changed their voice though.
Girl who sits next to the protagonist. Friendly, passionate.
You will not get the old Japanese graphics, the combat system you are wishing for. Expect reality. Your generation is dead. Hey, that's fine. Totally fine. Guess what? Your generation is dead too. Your generation is dead too. You know why? Because these games ain't selling. And guess what? There will be a counter course and a counter correct. So you guys thinking this is your generation? No, it's dead. You know why? Because it's not selling. My generation sold. My generation put the money in. My generation will return. Your generation will die out, and you guys will be the suckers and losers and forgettables that you all have always been. My generation will last forever. These video games are from my generation, and they're trying to blend it in with your generation, but the sales will not meet expectations because your generation is a bunch of failures. You don't support the product that you claim that you want. My generation is will have a revival. It will have a resurrection, just like a phoenix. It's just going to take some time to get there, but it'll be back. Remember my words. You're the loser, not me. They're not showing him running across the thing, man. They didn't show him running across the town, man. Where is it at? I can accept that point of view for the combat because that's how it was in the religion. I can accept it. God damn it. 60-minute ads. There's no, huh? Oh, I think this is it right here. Look at that. Look at that artistic expression. See, dang it. There's only for 2 seconds. So they peeled the camera, turned it around to confuse you. But look at that. Why does the old game look better? What the hell? Hold on, I can't pause. Why does the old game look better? Look. Is it because of the rays of sunlight? Why does that look better than that? Why does this look better than this? Is it because of the rays of sun? Is it because of that blue tint? This looks better. I'd rather play this game than play this. Y'all peep that? Look. I think it's the blue. They went a little bit too heavy with the blue crayon on this one. And this one has a more atmospheric vibe. The rays of sun are coming in. Look at this. I'd rather be here than here. I can't show you. They're not showing me the thing. They're doing tricks with the camera that make it seem like you could get that view, but they just turned the camera around. The mood in the original fit the story better with the gray. Yeah, I think that looks better. I don't like it. Hey, y'all helping me save money, man. Atlas is helping me save some money, and everybody else some money because the sales will not meet expectations. One look classic. One looks like a Sims game. Yeah, Atlas is lying by saying that they're not catering their games towards the West. They're lying, but I think it was a response to the just so happen to be Caucasian, just so happen to be liberal, and just so happen to be on the LGBT community. Just so happen, I think they're just responding to them because there was somewhat of a public discourse on X and YouTube because the LGBT community didn't feel safe with the older games didn't make them feel like in a safe space. Oh, and just so happen to be feminist as well. And yes, you could be a male feminist because that's feminist ideology. Feminists, they believe in coming to male spaces and going, I don't like it here. We need to change this so I can feel more comfortable. That's what the feminists do. And that's what they're doing with the Japanese games. Well, that's what they were doing with Persona. For some reason, they hate what they see in Persona 4. They hate the dialogue, they hate what they see, but for some reason they want them to change it so they can feel more safe. Why don't you go do something else? Why don't you go play the games that are catered for you? Why don't you go buy those games? Sony and Microsoft, Square Enix, Capcom, they're deliberately making games for you. But no, you want to come into our spaces and change it so that it feels more comfortable for you. And I believe that's what Shin Megami Tensei Atlas was responding to. But when I look at the gameplay, no, you changed it for more. You changed it for the West. Yes, you did. I saw an X that people saying that the gaming isn't a male hobby. Um, now it's not. It was more male dominant. But now they're targeting their games to a more female audience. But I think it's turning away female gamers because if you go online, if you go to like Twitch, if you go to wherever they're streaming video games, the girls are playing they're going go and read the titles. Playing Final Fantasy 7 for the first time, playing Final Fantasy 10 for the first time, playing Persona 3 for the first time. You know what I mean? The girls are more interested with the games that were catered and for men than they were ever catered for than these games that are being catered for them. You know what I mean? These games are not women are not running out and buying these games at all. They're running out and buying the stuff that were catered for men. And for me, I don't think it was really catered for men. It was just good stuff. It didn't need to be catered for anybody. This is crazy right here. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't know. I don't. This goes you to show. This goes to show. This is crazy. Look. Look. This isn't crazy. It was weird back in the day, but this is crazy. This is crazy. Who is this for? Who is this for? This is not even within character. So who is this for? Ah, you son of a bitch. Sorry. Who is this for? Who is this for? Women? To see a man doing this, it's gratifying to see a man dehumanized. Who is this for? I cannot stand what I am seeing these people do to our iconic male characters. Our iconic male characters. That's not even within character. It's not within character. Look at this. Look at this. Who is this for? Is this it? Hold on. No. That's something else. Who is this for? It's gonna be an Is anybody watching the World Cup? It's soccer. Soccer's so boring. Who is this for? What is this? This is a masterpiece? This is a masterpiece? Somebody in the comments said that this game was a masterpiece. Look. This is even Cloud. This is the audience that we need to make feel more comfortable in our spaces. Look. And look at this. The woman is embracing it. Look. What is this? I never played this game. You're going to play this game anyway. No, I'm not. Look. This is what y'all were playing? This is what y'all were playing? This is the masterpiece? Oh no, honey. What's this is the new audience. This is the what did the guys say? My generation is dead. This is the this you will not get old Japanese graphics and combat systems you are wishing for, except reality. Your generation is dead. This is what the new generation is. This is what it is. Is this what the new generation is? This is what I need to accept. It's just my mom, all girls night in the bar. My mom would love this. Yeah, that's pathetic. Respect to your mom, but my mom would love this. These were games where our mom told us to turn off. Turn that off. Turn that Nintendo. You're playing the PlayStation. Turn that Nintendo off. This is what I got to get comfortable with. This is what I need to embrace. This is a man telling me this. This is a man telling me this. This isn't no Caucasian woman. This isn't no liberal feminist. This isn't no LB. This is a grown ass man telling me that I need to embrace this. I need to get comfortable with this. My generation is gone. And they got our icons, our heroes doing this stuff. And the women in this game are more masculine and more inspirational than Cloud. The women in this game are getting more direction and more lead and more words to speak. Even the Cloud was a quiet, silent guy, but still, they got more dialogue for a character that you don't even have to have her in your party than they do for Cloud. Cloud is completely irrelevant in his own game. This game was destined to fail, man. This game was destined to fail. Yeah, embrace ass. Yeah, yeah. Wait, did you try it? No. Hell no. Booty Shake said my older brother was laughing too. Hell no, I'm not playing no remake. I would never play no garbage like that. I played the demo. You can YouTube it. Zoe 70, my highest view video. It was blocked. It was my last successful video on YouTube because they came for me. Meanwhile, Maximilian dude is having him come. The creators come to his house. He's inside of the games, and he's like blatantly just lying. He's blatantly lying about the success of Final Fantasy VII, and they reward him. I can't believe that we live in a world where liars get more praises than the guys that are telling the truth. No, Small World, I didn't play the game. I would refuse to play something like that. That's stupid. I love Final Fantasy VII, but that's not Final Fantasy VII. Yes, okay, the name says Final Fantasy VII. It's not Final Fantasy VII. This is not a Final Fantasy VII remake. Now go back in there and do it again, and do it the right way.
I don't.
I got to do this in a podcast format. Yes, you guys are going to miss out on my beautiful face. But oh wait, did Final Fantasy V sweep Baby Ink, or is that trolling? Is this real? Did they get fired?
Square Enix has had their share of problems. Well, over the past few years, really, they've been in a bad place. Sales have been down, and they would like those to return to profitability, I'm sure. A couple disasters, Forspoken being the biggest one. That game was a complete failure, and rightfully so. It's a sweet baby game. So they recently came out and said, well, we're going to change things. We're going to go from quantity to quality. And I think that's great. I think they want to get back to the old days, their golden age, when they would pump out just banger after banger. They used to make some of the best games out there.
The numbers don't lie, guys. Y'all can lie, say how great everything is,
I wanted to play it.
The numbers don't lie.
That's how it was 15, 20 years ago. And I think people miss those days. And I hope they get back there, but I'm not so sure if that's going to happen.
Yeah, me either.
Especially after this really kind of strange answer he gave to a shareholder. So Square Enix had a shareholder Q&A. And somebody actually asked them about Sweet Baby, which I thought was interesting. This is all in Japanese. And I don't think they were prepared for this question. This is how far the Sweet Baby stuff is reaching out. Japan is talking about this. There are content creators from Japan talking about this. Some Japanese media people talking about this. That's how far it's reached. It's not just in the corners of our internet anymore. It's everywhere. And they're talking about it. And they got this question, and we're going to go over it. So I saw this on Saturday, and I thought it was really interesting. So this is a really great article. A lot of history here, but we're just going to skip down to the actual shareholder questions. So it appears at least one Square Enix shareholder.
Our clients: Xbox, Electronic Arts, Valve, Santa Monica Studios, Square Enix, Warner Brothers, 2K, Ubisoft. Damn, they got their hands in everything. No Nintendo, right? I don't see Nintendo in there. I'm gonna have to buy a Switch too because they ain't doing business with these people.
Was concerned about Square Enix being listed as one of Sweet Baby Inc.'s
How the
clients.
hell did Square Enix get in there?
Here they are right here. Square Enix. This is from their website. I don't think this has changed. Square Enix is right there next to Ubisoft and Warner Brothers Games.
Square Enix get...
Look at all these studios, man. This is insanity. Get off of this website. I don't want to buy games from any of these people.
Me either.
I mean, Xbox Game Studios. So every game studio for Xbox gets the Sweet Baby treatment now. That's scary, man.
It's terrifying.
It's gonna be a tough couple of years for video game developers. So here's what was asked. The shareholder asked during a recent report, "I'm personally happy about the shift from quantity to quality, as am I. I hope good titles will come out in the future. I'm concerned about the Canadian consulting company Sweet Baby. Square Enix is listed as a client, but is there actually a transaction there? What kind of transaction is it? Will they continue to do so?" So the president of Square Enix responds, "I would like to refrain from making specific comments about individual clients as we shift from quantity to quality, providing content that is enjoyable and safe for our customers is also part of what makes
safe.
We'll do our best as creators."
Did anybody feel unsafe when they were playing video games? Ever?
One, I don't want to make specific comments about individual clients. That speaks that you're scared of them to me.
What? Who felt unsafe playing a video game?
Content enjoyable and safe for our customers. Sweet Baby does not make your products fun, as you list here. You want to make your products fun? They don't make your products fun. They don't. Make them worse. So this is a strange response. I don't know how to take that. So are they still working with them?
They are. They are.
Are you still working with Sweet Baby?
They are. Shit. Son of a bitch. They fired Sweet Baby. This one's saying that they fired them. I don't know. The face of Sweet Baby Inc. is a biracial Obama.
I'm Kim Belair, and I'm the
Keegan-Michael Keel looking type of black woman. It's interesting. It's the face. We're going to have to do it in a podcast format. I don't want to. I don't want to deprive you guys of the beauty that is VII. But we're going to have to do a podcast format because I can't keep sitting up here typing this stuff in. But, sorry, I'm just doing a little research right here. I want to know what we had some type of dancing scene, some type of LBGT dancing scene for Cloud Strife. Now I know he dressed up as a girl in the original, but and when we were kids, we thought that was weird too. We did. We were like, wasn't nobody laughing when we were doing that. We were just like, what the hell? You know what guy I don't like? I remember I was getting on this dude years ago, man. Cass is just now catching on. I used to go off on this dude, and people thought I was like, what's wrong? This guy is so cool, man. And I said, this dude ain't cool, man. He's a weirdo. Carlito does not think you're cool. We gotta do this in a podcast format, guys. That seems like it's a forced part of the game. Um, no. Oh wait, what? Oh, the that dancing segment. Yeah, I heard a lot of mini games were like forced. They had a bunch of forced mini games in the Final Fantasy VII remake and Rebirth, and it completely takes people out of the immersion. You know what I hate about Final Fantasy X is when you got to put those spears when you go into this to get the summonings, and then, you go through the turn-based stuff, and then they stop you to go do the spears stuff. I remember I turned the game. I was playing Final Fantasy a long time ago, and I was already frustrated with the game. Final Fantasy X. I love the game, but back then when I first played, I didn't like it. And I'm playing the game. I'm getting access to the turn base, and I'm getting access to the story. And then they'll stop you to go do this little spear thing, spear puzzles. And I used to be like, so I'm guessing it's just like that with the Final Fantasy remakes and rebirths. I don't know. I don't play the games, but I'm hearing a lot of complaints that the people don't like the forced mini games and stuff like that. hmm Um, this is my last thing I want to talk about. This is completely off topic, but it's still on topic of corporate media pretending to be, one of us, and he's really part of the corporate industry. Is this the clip I saw? Can't stand
Xbox is losing money hand over fist.
Ugh.
They are not doing well. That's my problem.
This guy, he only can call out other people. He never can call out PlayStation. Even when PlayStation is losing money hand over fist, he had an excuse on the reason why, and he blamed us, and he blamed the gamers, and he blamed this. You guys are always complaining, and you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Xbox, he can be objective. I hated the spear game. Me too, man. Now he can be objective about Xbox. I saw this clip the other day, and it really triggered me. It really pisses me off because this isn't him. This isn't him. This is a guy that could find the positivity in every single PlayStation exclusive. I'm pretty sure he gave did he give Concord a 10 out of 10? Every single terrible PlayStation exclusive, he could just find the positive. This is a guy that can find the positives out of everything. And I'm not sitting here to put on the cape for Xbox. But I'll be damned if I let a PlayStation fanboy, or excuse me, I don't even know if he's a PlayStation fanboy. This guy is his whole MO is cock glazing PlayStation. That's it. His brand has fallen off. This is a guy where the algorithm is pushing him. This is where the algorithm is pushing viewers to his channel because he shields for PlayStation. He shields for the corporations, and he still can't get any views. This guy is popular within gaming, and he still can't get any views because his takes are so bogus. I told you guys to be wary of this guy. Be wary of a guy that wears glasses. He's trying to put off the illusion that he's a nerd. Those glasses are fake. Just like with his favorite idol is the Superman character. And with the lore of Superman, the guy is pretending to be a nerd. He's pretending to be a human being. And his perception of what a human being is the guy that is fumbling and stumbling and wears glasses and is weak. Clark Kent.
And that's your problem, Paris, is that we're fucking smart. If you took any of us
And I can't stand the liberals and the F word. I don't even curse now because of these liberals. I refuse to curse because of these guys. These liberals can sit here and use curses, and their channels are still being promoted and monetized. I use one curse word. I could say, gosh darn, and all of a sudden they could find that an excuse to hide and hide my videos. But these liberals can get on here and they use the F word, and all of a sudden they think it's some type of edgy way. This is how they get back at conservatives, by saying we don't give a F. F, F, F. It's like every other word is F, F, F with this guy.
Gave us control of Xbox. We would walk into Satya Nadella and be like, we're not getting rid of any of these fucking studios. What we're doing is stopping fucking hardware.
F, 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 F.
Industry by wanting to go after this AI shit, and now no one can buy components. So it doesn't matter if I get Gears as
But the PlayStation just came out and said that they were doing AI. PlayStation came out and said they're doing AI. And now it's Xbox's fault? They're all in the wrong. If you're gonna call out Xbox, you have to call out everybody. This is ridiculous. This guy, now he's trying to talk to us. I'm with you guys. If PlayStation was the only one doing AI, he would be sitting here and he would be glazing PlayStation on how they're just adapting to the future of gaming, and we got to deal with it. I can't stand this guy, man. I can't.
Because it's too fucking expensive.
F.
New Xboxes because the components are too expensive. The thing that would be the shot in the fucking arm right
Why
now
does he keep
would be, hey, we have a
using the F word? My channel is going to get in trouble for saying, look at this mother F. Look. My channel is going to get demonetized for the F word. He could say the F word 6 times, 6 to 7 to 8 times in one sentence, and his channel gets promoted. So me using his Fs is going to get me in trouble. Why does he think I refuse to curse anymore because of these Western liberal weirdos. They think it's so edgy and so cool, and they're relating to the people. No, you sound like a jackass.
It's too expensive. So Satya Nadella, eat a big bag of shit, you son of a bitch. You fucked this into the ground. So now we're gonna save the Xbox brand the only way we know how, and that's appealing to the gamers. That's keeping all these studios, letting them make cool art, and we're gonna fucking publish it everywhere. Why the fuck are we talking about exclusives right now? What goddamn reality are you living in right now, Xbox leadership, that we're thinking exclusives are what's gonna bring people back to this platform? Get out of the fucking hardware. Double Fine. We need an awesome, fun game in 9 months to put on Game Pass. I'm going over and I'm saying, Outer Worlds devs, you're making Fallout New Vegas 2. Those kids who made the fucking Fallout London mod, I'm giving them money and we're fucking making a thing out of that too. Like, I'm here right now. I'm talking to Satya Nadella while he's this giant fucking bag of shit because fuck this guy. You are not going anywhere with this brand if we don't have a vision for what it is. I don't know how you cannot look at the failure of the announcement and generation that was the Xbox One and not go, we will never do that again. We will never step foot on a stage and not have a message we believe in. Nobody believes in any of this except the fucking money. I hope all these studios can get out and go have successful lives, and that's not possible, and I hate that. Xbox is losing.
This guy's a complete jackass. I never liked him. Never. I remember when he first came onto the scene, I said, who is this cockeyed weirdo? Just glazing these horrible PlayStation games, giving them 10 out of 10. He's not the guy to make this speech because he shills too much for PlayStation. He can't sit here and say Xbox has no vision. What's the vision of PlayStation? What's been the vision for PlayStation from the PlayStation 3 to now? What's the vision? The guy's cursing. Yeah. What type of frequencies am I getting watching this video? Yeah. Does anybody know what the vision for PlayStation is? Since the PlayStation 3 to now? There's no vision. They keep shuffling presidents every few years. Yeah. So, but your videos have been glitching for me ever since you put on that video. Yeah. Oh, it's glitching? He's speaking as if PlayStation has a vision. Forget the PlayStation 3. Let's go all the way to the PlayStation 2. What's the vision? It's off? It's probably the the connection. I don't like this guy. I don't like him. There's certain people that I just saw over the years, and I just said, I don't like this. Whoever this person is, that's a plant. That Paris 696, he's part of this team weirdos.
Money hand over fist. They are not doing what. That's my problem, and that's your problem, Paris.
Paris, this guy right here, he became part of the team. The generic, just a generic black guy that's, you know what I mean? He's not the guy to make that speech. I disagree with everything he has to say because he never run that smoke to PlayStation. Never. And he never will. Never. You can't tell Xbox how to fix anything because you never told PlayStation how to fix. Nintendo has a plan. Their plan has been the same since the SNES. Since the Game Boy. The same plan that Nintendo runs is the same old plan that they've been running forever. Nothing has changed. It's following the old code. Give them the Marios, give them the Zeldas, continue to give them the IPs that they love. Give them the JRPGs. They follow the same plan year after year. Nothing has changed. When Nintendo decides to change, things get off course. The same old, played out, your generation is old and played out, works at Nintendo. Nobody's getting fired. Revenues have increased by 10% in job pay. Nothing has changed since the 90s to now, the 80s to now. But for some strange reason, fans and modern day gamers think that we need to create change for things to get better. That's the reason why everything that's changing is failing. In the video with this, why change something that's working? I think the Xbox, if it was to stick to its original format that they have with the Xbox 360, it would be successful. But I believe they've lost their way with the Xbox One in the Series X. The Xbox 360 was phenomenal. But PlayStation hasn't been good in a very long time. And it took you guys lying in the media to keep them alive. You did a very good job at doing that. But Greg Miller's a clown.